All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a really powerful idea today. The idea that our lives are built piece by the choices we make. Seriously, think about it. From the tiny decisions to the massive, life-altering ones, every single choice is a building block for the reality you're living in right now.
So let me hit you with a question that gets right to the heart of it all. Just pause for a second on this one. If every choice you make is like spending $1 on the life you want, how are you doing? Are you making smart investments? That's really the core of what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so let's get into it. You know, if choice is this amazing, powerful tool, why does it so often feel, well, just plain stressful? That's where we're going to start. We're going to look at the problem of choice itself. Yeah, here's the tough part, right? Every single time you say yes to something, you are, by definition, saying no to a million other possibilities, and that can kind of sting. It opens the door for that little voice of regret, that classic what-if feeling that can make even a simple decision feel incredibly heavy. And you know, in the world we live in today, this feeling is on steroids. There's actually a name for it, choice overload. And you've definitely felt this, even if you didn't know what to call it. It's that feeling of scrolling through Netflix for like half an hour and then just giving up and watching nothing. When our brains are hit with too many options, they freeze. We end up doing nothing and we feel worse for it. But here's where it all shifts. This is the part that's really, truly empowering. What if we've been looking at decision-making completely the wrong way? Let's try to reframe it. Let's start thinking of it as a skill you can build, not some fixed trait you either have or you don't. And this is the absolute key takeaway. Being good at making decisions isn't something you're just born with. It's not like having blue eyes. No, it is a competency. It's a muscle that you can actually train and make stronger over time. Just shifting your perspective to that, well, that changes everything. It means literally anyone, and I mean anyone, can get better at it. Now, this is a really important distinction to make. See, having the skill means you know the steps. You know how to make a pro-con list, for example. But having the competency, that means you can actually apply that skill effectively under pressure, again and again, to get the result you want. And that's the real goal here, right? So if it's a skill we can actually build up, the big question is, how? How do we do it? Well, let's open up the toolkit and take a look at some really practical strategies. So when you boil it down, there are basically two ways we make choices. First, you've got that gut feeling, that fast, intuitive judgment. Experts use this all the time because they've built up this huge library of experiences to pull from. And then there's the slow, careful, analytical method where you process all the info. The thing is, neither one is better than the other. The trick is knowing which one to use in which situation. No matter which path you take, this right here is your foundation. These principles are like a filter for every choice you make. So before you decide, you can just run through this little checklist. First, does this choice actually line up with my core values? Is it getting me closer to my real goals? Second, have I thought about the domino effect? Not just the immediate outcome, but what could happen next. And finally, and this is a big one, am I making this choice with a clear head? Or am I just tired or hungry or stressed out? Honestly, getting these things right is half the battle. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but what does it actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's dig into a really cool example where these exact principles are being put into practice every single day. This quote comes from a source called RuiEnglish, and they do something pretty brilliant. They build decision-making training right into their English language courses. Just think about that for a second. Learning a new language is just a constant state of uncertainty, right? You're always making choices with incomplete info. Which word to use, how to phrase something, whether you should even risk speaking at all. By teaching decision-making as a core skill, they're not just teaching English, they're giving learners the tools to manage that uncertainty, a skill that, let's be honest, changes everything else in their lives too. And just look at the payoff. By teaching this from day one, learners don't just improve their English, no, they start taking real ownership of their learning, they become way more self-aware about what they're good at and where they need to improve, and they build this foundation for success that's resilient. It can handle setbacks. It's just an incredibly powerful case study. So let's bring this all the way back around to you. Because it's time to stop thinking of yourself as just living a life and start seeing yourself as the person who designs it. It's time to step into that role of architect. This is it. This is the ultimate takeaway. Not your job, not your family, not your circumstances. You. You are the sole architect of the quality of your life. Every choice you make is a brick, and you're the one laying them. The kind of house you build, well, that's entirely up to the quality of your decisions. And when you really, truly let that sink in, that you're the architect, something incredible happens. You stop being a passive passenger, just letting life happen to you. You get in the driver's seat, you claim ownership, and you start making conscious choices that actually move you toward the life you genuinely want. So, I want to leave you with one final thought to put this into practice right now. Think about a decision you made this week. It can be big or small, doesn't matter. Now ask yourself, what really guided that choice? Was it one of your core values, or was it just convenience? Maybe it was fear. Understanding the why behind your choices, that's the very first step to becoming the architect of your own life.